And it's Pocket of Rocks. I'm back for Brawler Bash Game 2. This is episode 5, and I'm still at the Grail Quest. Now, this is filmed a few weeks ago. I'm a little bit behind on my battle report, so I apologize. So, this will be kind of a quick summary, and some of it is a little shady on my memory now, but this was a great game from Christopher Moore, who comes out of Atlanta. We've played once before at Brawler Bash, and it just had a good time. Here's his army list. He's got the Kingdom of Equitaine. He's got a couple characters in there. A Duke that's flying around, a Hippogriff, a Paladin, 2 Lances, Knights of the Realm, Peasant Levy, Knights of the Grail. There's 8 of them, and 2 Trebuchets, 2 Yeoman Outriders, 6 Pegasus Knights with the Banner of Last Charge. Very epic. We go to deployment, and as you can see here, it's a diagonal deployment. I'm just trying to spread out my forces a little bit. My goal here really is to get him to charge into me, be able to use my volley gun to cover my frontage a little bit. If I get any units that make a failed charge, then I want to be able to take advantage of that, or if make them charge into one of my stubborn blocks of flagellates, and then make a flank charge on him. So I'm trying to position myself as such. I've got my leadership and my main block of knightly orders back here, just ready there to do a counter charge. He lines up as such on what would be my left side of the board, his right. He's got the old trebuchet in the back on that side. He's got his general right here. I think these are Grail Knights. His other trebuchet and his Pegasus Knights there with his 2 yeoman blocks up front. Another look at that. We got turn 1. This is a look back from his side. He's looking at my lines. I just think this is a really nice picture. It's a really epic battle. This is what 9th Age is supposed to be all about, bringing 2 great armies nicely painted together for an epic battle, and these armies are nicely matched. And the interesting thing is, there's been a lot of debate about who's got the better cavalry. Is Empire cavalry better than Knights of Equitaine army or cavalry? We'll find out here. I don't think so, but they have some different advantages over Empire. Empire has some other advantages, so we'll see how things go. I bring up my block of readers here, and he brings up his yeoman. So that was actually, I believe, our vanguard moves. He brings out his other yeoman here, and we're off to turn 1. I bring my readers up here to counter his block of yeoman, and I bring my other group of readers up, which I have placed the Knight Inquisitor in. So he's got that axe of battle with multi-wounds. I'm hoping that he can do some damage to one of his units. I've got some pretty good magic against him. I've got the Transmission of Lead and Corruption of Tin, which is good against units with armor. He's got a lot of armor, so I think that's going to help me out a lot. But in the end, it doesn't do too much because he was able to block a lot of my magic. I think, in retrospect, I should have brought a higher caster, so I could have got more of my magic through, been more of a threat in this tournament with magic. Another good look at lines. And this is what it looks like, I believe, at the end of my turn. So I've kind of got a semicircle going here, hoping to receive his charges, trying to just stay out of long range, or be able to flee back and then leave him short on a charge, so I can countercharge. We did some shooting here. I took out most of his yeomen here. He has 1 left, and made the leadership save there, I believe. He moves his forces up. He does a Fate of Judgment spell, kills off 2 of my readers here. Oop, that's where they are. He puts a rock down on top of these flagellates, kills off a good block of them. That's like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a good hit. He kills off a couple more readers, I think with shooting. They end up fleeing, so I was hoping to use them to do some redirecting, but that didn't work out. And just a few more pictures to kind of get an idea with the battlefield, how it's shaping up. So he charges in with his Pegasus Knights to my militia that are running down the bottom of the screen. And he ends up getting stuck out there. I charged in on my turn this group of Knightly Orders into his Sacred Reliquary. My goal here is, I know that they're stubborn with that, but I feel like I can use the heroes that I got in the front, my General and my BSB, and all the extra attacks these Knightly Orders have to take out the Reliquary and remove it, so then he'll no longer be stubborn. I'm hoping that I'll be able to hold this group up long enough. Now, he did get his General in. He got one of the blocks in. I'm hoping that they can hold that line long enough to where I'll be able to set up for flank charge, but I don't know how that's going to work out. So, little picture of what's going on here. He turned his Grail Knights over here around, and looks like such. So, a little close-up of the battle that's going on here. He gets scrying off on his unit here. Just back there a little bit. My two readers are, in my turn 3, are able to flip around. They rallied themselves. I'll flip back here real quick. I got this unit of Knights. I know that they're not going to be able to defeat this block of Knights, but my goal is to hopefully hold them up for a turn. And I bring in my readers here into the flank of his unit. His cavalry block down there, the Grail Knights. I know that I'm not going to be able to win that. I'm just hoping to hold him up and keep him out of the main battle that's going on in the middle of the table for a turn or two. Alright, so flip back over here. And sorry about for the flipping and back and forward here. What happened here was these militia that were running away from the Pegasus Knights, they touched the edge of the board and they run off. Up here, Pegasus Knights ran away, and it allowed this unit to be able to make that turn, cleared enough room that they can make the turn into the flank of the Pleasant block here with the Sacred Reliquary, and we've killed enough of them to where he's got his damsel up there in the front now. So I think that's going to turn out pretty well for me. Looks like this. I get a bunch of spells off, some priest spells. I'm feeling pretty good about the situation that's going on right now. I think I'm doing pretty well. I do hold up this unit. He, in his turn, is able to turn around to face me. I know that I'm going to die, but I'm okay with that because this group of readers kind of did their job, keeping this really powerful block of knights out of the battle that's going on right now. So somehow I completely whiff, and his general is able to defeat my knight, my inquisitor, and that knight. Well, it's reader block, and they run away. I think he even runs them down. And I do a bunch of whiffs here. That's 4 ones, I believe. So that's not looking too good for me. And I don't do any wounds. He does a few wounds to my cavalry here, but I do take out his Sacred Reliquary, and that was looking pretty good. So at the end of that battle, this is the way it looked. We destroyed the militia, or his peasants that he had here. We moved forward with the knightly orders. This unit is situated to try to get into the flank of one of these units, and this unit held and was countercharged, so they're not going to last long here. He was able to, in his turn, get these Pegasus Knights. They almost went off the board. I was hoping they'd go off the board, but they didn't. They turned back around to face back towards the battle. So in his turn, he moved his general. His general overran that way. He ends up killing that reader, and then he repositions his troops to face towards the battle that's going on over here. He destroys my knight unit. Well, that's expected. Luckily, I was able to get out of the visibility arc of those guys, so he won't be able to turn around and get into my knightly block. And we're into turn 4. I've got a good angle, I believe, with my militia here in order to get into a flank. So I do. I get a good flank charge here. He brings his general up. I make the charge into his Pegasus Knights. He has to hold because otherwise he'll go off the board. I'm feeling pretty confident with that. It also gets him out of the battle that's in the middle of the field. I've got a lot of points tied up in this unit. And I turn around my knights here, and I've got a knight commander with a strength 7 giant sword staring down this way, along with my crossbowmen that I turned around, and my volleyguns. I still feel like I'm in a pretty good situation. I get a couple good spells off here. Ulner's Blessing, Volan's Blessing. That's a rerolled a wound, I believe, and a 5-up ward save against his Pegasus Knight block. So I feel like I'm going to do pretty well in this battle. I win down here with my militia. I actually won this battle. I don't think I did a lot of wounds, but I won. He turns to flee, and unfortunately, I am not able to catch him. So that's going to set me up to be flank charged now by the unit that is up to the top of the picture here. I do win the battle with the Pegasus Knights, and I choose to turn around and face back towards the center of the table, and I move my flagellates up as such. So we still got a pretty interesting battle going on here. Now it's his turn. He's counter-charging me. That's not looking good. This guy is running away, but I'm charged here, and I'm charged here. I wasn't able to put any more wounds. He's got 2 wounds on his general. I got this volley gun. He wasn't able to do anything to him, and unfortunately, so it's not looking good for the Empire halberdiers at this point. I didn't even bother taking him off. I was just counting. I think he gets 13 wounds here against me. So I'm going to break. And I do. Fortunately, what happens is I don't run off the table and he doesn't run me down. His unit is able to turn themselves back around and pass their leadership test in turn 5. And so it looks like this. So I'm trying to hold on here with these militia and get this knight into the side of this knightly block here. So it looks like that. He positioned his yeoman here so that I wouldn't be able to charge this unit that's across from him. So wisely he did that. So I had to charge those yeomen just to get them out of the way. And you can see here we charged in. We've got some spells on. This is what it looks like. Now it's his turn. He charges me with 2 blocks into my remaining, looks like 25 halberdiers here. He put a wound back on, regrew a wound back onto his general here. Flew over the top of me. I always miss that. Flew over the top of me and charged into this group of knights. I'm able to, then I get countercharged actually by his knights into my main block here. So this is turn 5. We're hurrying up. It's getting time's getting close, so we're trying to get all of our 6 turns in. But this is going to be interesting because I think this is his Grail Knights, and so it's my knightly orders versus Grail Knights. And a lot of people say that that the knightly orders shouldn't be better than Grail Knights. I've heard on the forums. We're going to see how that goes. And I do believe I killed his general. And it's turn 6. So I killed his general because I had this guy as a knightly order with a strength 7 weapon. He does kill the general. He's able to charge in, and this small group of flagellates that's left over was able to charge down and get into the flank of that unit. His other unit is overran and is kind of getting. As you can see, we were able to dispatch this unit nicely. My flagellates are frenzied, so they open forward. And then over here, this is where I'm really hoping that I can do some damage. I did have some protection. He charged into me, but he's able to eliminate and kill all of my knightly orders off. I don't have any of those guys left. I'm down to heroes, but fortunately I'm able to pass a leadership test so that I don't run away and flee and get run down. And that ends the game. So it was a pretty close game, really. I thought that I had the upper hand at one point, but when we went back and counted the points, he got just a few more than I did. So he wins a pretty good victory, a victory to the Kingdom of Equitaine and a very good opponent, Chris Moore. So now we're playing. I think we're 1-1 lifetime. We both won one game at each other. They've always been close games, and very enjoyable opponent. I got 4,000 points, which in a Brawler Bash, considering you can get 8,000, isn't great, but it's definitely a marked improvement over the 700 something points I got in game one. So I'm feeling, at least I'm on the upward tick, and looking forward to game 3 of the first day of the tournament. And I've got a little bit more pep in my step after this battle. So I'll be posting Game 3 up here in a few days, and I'll try to do it a little bit quicker than I got this one out. But thanks for watching.